Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Daily Magic. I am your host, Tiffany Soska, and I am really excited to explore blockchain, the technology that, for me, is just over my head. So I'm so lucky to have an amazing expert in the field, Jamil Hasan. So he's going to be with us today and talk to us about what blockchain is and how we can utilize this technology to benefit you, the viewer at home. So before we begin, I want everyone to sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, feel your feet on the ground, nice and centered. Jamil, I would invite you to do the same. Take a nice deep full breath in, nice cleansing breath, exhale fully. Releasing that which no longer serves you. Take another deep, full breath in. Exhale. Good. And one more deep, full breath in. Exhale. Good. And in this space of stillness in your mind's eye or your third eye, I want you to recognize a question that may or may not pop up. So, what is coming up for you? And in that space, I want you to choose a card. So I'm going to be pulling 3 cards. And of course, as always, they will be revealed at the end of the show. So card number 1. Card number 2. Or card number 3. Okay. And Jamil, I am going to pull a card for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a question in your mind?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. There you go. Okay. And would you like to pull a card for me?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Now, don't show me yet, okay? We'll reveal it at the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Jamil Hasan. He has recently written or authored a book called Blockchain Ethics, A Bridge to Abundance. So I know a lot of my viewers at home are probably thinking, what is blockchain? Because if it's a bridge to abundance, I want to get in on it. So Jamil, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
How are you?
I'm great.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah.
So talk to me. What exactly is blockchain?
Blockchain is, you probably heard the terms Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's basically a distributed ledger
Okay.
that records any transaction.
Okay.
And that transaction is permanently on the ledger. So and anybody can go and see it, what that transaction was, that it occurred, that it happened, that it was there. And that's basically the basic premise that what it is.
Okay. And so why is that important? Why would we want, a ledger that tracks all of our transactions? Because automatically I feel like, oh, I think my bank does that already,
Yeah.
right? So talk to
Right.
me about the differences
Right.
and the
So
benefits.
have you ever seen the movie The Waterboy?
No.
Okay, it has Adam Sandler
Okay.
and has Fonzie.
Okay.
And Fonzie is, a coach, a football coach, and he had a set of plays created years ago, and then his opponent, Red, another coach, took his playbook,
Okay.
and then Fonzie never won a championship, but Red won every year.
Okay.
So what that does is, as the author has created a playbook, there are different platforms out there
Okay.
that you can put the playbook on, and everybody around you, all around the world, can see what that playbook is. And no one else could take credit for that. You already did it. So anything that you create as an author, as a video person, as a photographer, you can post it on the blockchain, and it'll be a permanent record that you created it, and it's timestamped at that date.
Okay. So how does that differ from, say, the internet or the World Wide Web?
Well, some companies are centralized, like Facebook, if they want to censor anybody, which they don't necessarily do. I'm not saying that they do. They could. But if you're on the blockchain, you post it out there where everybody around the world can see what you've done. That is uneditable, unalterable, unchangeable. It always stays there. So in the movie The Waterboy, Henry Winkler would have been credited all those years with, creating those plays and having a winning team, probably.
Okay. So I guess I'm still feeling the disconnect, though. For me, what is the main difference between posting something on the internet
Yeah.
versus posting it through this blockchain technology?
Right, because on the internet, if you post on a company site, like say Facebook or
Okay.
Twitter or
Or my own
Instagram or your
website.
own website,
Okay.
you own and control the content.
Correct.
If you post it on the blockchain, an open source blockchain like Ethereum,
Okay.
then the world sees it and everybody sees the content. It's not centralized, it's decentralized.
So it's, okay. So talk to me about what are some of the benefits of this?
Well, for me, I'm a content creator.
Okay.
I write articles, I write books.
Right.
I'm working on another book now that I'll disclose later, not in this show, but later in a few months.
Sure.
And I create content, I create solutions for business problems.
Okay.
So I like to have my ideas credited as my ideas.
Sure.
And not have someone else take my ideas. So as an author, as a inventor, it's really beneficial. As an agent or business owner, a lot of times, as a coach, as a consultant, I spend time and I give people information. I sell them information, or I try to sell them information after giving them the information. And if you're an insurance agent, you meet with a customer for 2 or 3 hours describing what insurance they need,
Okay.
and then they go home and they buy it from Geico online.
Right.
So you just lost 3 hours.
Right.
Instead, you could take your content and you can distribute it and sell it to people on video or whatever on the blockchain, on platforms, and they'll pay you for your intellectual property. So it's really helpful to people who have intellectual property.
Oh, okay. And so, so now I understand a bit more. Now, what is this platform? Does this platform already exist?
Yeah, the blockchain already exists. The
Okay.
open source blockchain is, Bitcoin is one,
Okay.
and Ethereum is the other open source platform.
And they're types of platforms?
They're types of platforms.
Okay.
The Bitcoin one is mostly just for money and for calculations, and the benefit of that is there's data,
Okay.
and there's cryptographic security. So it used to be where you would try to log into a website, and somebody, if they could hack your passcode, they would take your information. With the cryptographic security, it's a 25-digit code, and it's almost impossible to hack. Actually, no one has really hacked the cryptographic security and the calculations that go on in Bitcoin.
Okay.
And then on Ethereum, they use something called smart contracts. And
Okay. We hold that thought. We have to take a brief word from our sponsor, but when we come back, we're going to dive right back in. Stay tuned.
RVNTV is a platform for people of any industry to share their story. Over 285,000 viewers are tuning in to RVNTV shows monthly. We guarantee a great experience that you'll be sharing with everyone you know while increasing your personal and company's brand awareness. But what is your brand? According to Forbes, it's a combination of your logo, your product, your design and feel, and your personality. Did you know that aside from being a guest, we offer even more opportunity to boost your brand? Adding your company logo and website on screen during your interview will allow viewers to recognize your brand instantly. Incorporating images and video clips is another great way to showcase your product during your live segment. Let viewers see how good you really are. And most importantly, there's you and your interview. For less than the cost of a newspaper, direct mail, or a magazine ad, you can leave our studio and within 48 hours have a permanent digital copy of your live segment to link to your social media, embed into your company website, or use in email marketing. Investing in your brand is so very important, and we can't wait to have you as a guest.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily Magic. We are here with Jamil Hasan, and we are just diving right back into this wonderful world of blockchain, which you are introducing me to, and my
Yes.
viewers at home, I'm sure. Okay, so we started talking about the various types of platform. We discussed Bitcoin, and then you were going to discuss,
smart contracts.
okay, smart
All it is a piece of code.
Okay.
So if you go to your screen and you see a little barcode there with like a regular barcode, like SQR code.
Yes.
Say you have a smart contract with Burger King, okay?
Okay.
You hit a button, and based on what's in that smart contract, they have to do something. And say you hit the button, and all of a sudden, a Whopper shows up at your house with a delivery person. Well, first of all, Burger King never delivers. Second of all, they don't know you need a Whopper.
Right, right, right.
But if you have a contract behind the scenes to say you have to do something, they have to do it. All you're doing is hitting a button.
Oh,
So that's the value of Ethereum.
okay, that's Ethereum.
Yeah, and you're able to record things that haven't been recorded before, like identities and banking and all that stuff that's used for those applications. But that, at a basic nutshell, a smart contract is a piece of code that's automatic execution.
Okay, and so I just want to kind of touch back on a point that we spoke about during break, because I
Yeah.
think it might be really helpful for the viewers at home. And if you're wrestling with the question of, okay, well, why is this platform different? I think you really summarized it best for me. So do you want to just let my viewers know?
Yeah, with the platform, with it being on the blockchain, the public can validate consensus-wise that a transaction occurred or there's data on there.
Right, so it's decentralized. So the public itself are the judge and jury
yeah.
of that happening or that existing or that creation being in existence.
Yep. So it decentralizes everything.
Okay, now, thank you. I hope that was helpful for you at home as well. Okay, so let's talk about your book. So
Sure.
what sparked, obviously, your knowledge of blockchain sparked the book, but tell me what was really your passion to be able to put this out into the world?
Well, it's interesting because in the industry, people see the word ethics and they don't they don't necessarily like the book even though they don't read it.
Right.
My purpose was this. You know, I worked for a long time in corporate America, and I only got so far, and I saw opportunity where people my age were losing their jobs. Left and right, people were being laid off, and there was no real replacement for them in the market.
Okay.
So I said, okay, blockchain creates jobs. Blockchain creates opportunity for open, receptive to it. So I felt the need to say, okay, you can if you're out of work, take the blockchain and build a business or build an opportunity or build something that can propel your business or your life forward.
Or your image or your life.
Or your life forward. And one of the chapters I have is in there is called Breaking the Glass Ceiling.
Yeah.
A lot of women are afraid to leave the workforce to take care of family because when they return at a much lower level.
That's true, yeah.
And then there's, as far as education-wise, chapter on education on what we can do to improve education, because I saw a lot of, violence in schools occurring. I said, you know what, the blockchain is used to improve education and give people opportunities where they didn't have it.
And so how would that be implemented? Specifically, let's talk about, let's give the example of violence in schools.
Right.
How could this blockchain technology improve that particular situation?
Well, the basis of blockchain is inclusion. And a lot of the millennials are in blockchain industry because of the whole entire concept of inclusion. You have a child growing up who feels left behind, if they're learning education and performing education and working with others and being part of the community, then they're automatically included. And they're learning while they're involved in after-school activities or education.
So you would utilize it as a platform for a student to be educated through. Is that correct?
That and the inclusion part would have them stop doing dangerous things like perhaps heroin, or violence, or any other thing that is negative right now in the society. It would give people a sense of belonging and togetherness.
Okay, so through this kind of, how do I want to say it? Through this community response of radical acceptance of all, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Right? We would kind of lift the veil of any type of oppression, fear, anxiety that would exist if you were a child that had that had any feelings of being pushed out or bullied or...
Yes.
Okay.
There was a year when I was growing up where I was bullied, and I said, okay, if I was part of a community where I was accepted, because I had a little bit of anxiety growing up, and the other kids growing up, of course, feel all the anxiety, and just natural. But I would be part of a community and have friends and all that, which is very important.
Yeah, and I think that you touched on a point too. I think that now, not even the millennials, but the children growing up, but preteens, teens, how they're trying to find that community is through Xbox Live and through
Yes.
other online platforms.
Yeah.
So even if they are feeling bullied at school, there is a safe space for them to go after school.
Sure.
And whether or not that's particularly safe,
Yeah.
that's up for question as well. So I guess, so now that's going to lead into my next question. How would you guarantee that this particular, I guess this is where the ethics comes in, where this platform would be inclusive? So what are the checks and the checks and the counts for making sure that it is a place that is, which we deem as quote unquote ethical?
Yeah. Well, I was woken up at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay.
From a man through LinkedIn in Kenya.
Okay.
He attended a conference, and he was looking forward to his opportunity after working for 4 years on his company to pitch his idea. And the large corporation that went before him claimed that they did what he did, and they took an extra 30 minutes, so he wasn't able to pitch. So he wasn't able to get his voice out there. I do a weekly newsletter where I'm going to put his information out there, but I said you can go to this platform, put your idea on that, and everybody will feel that you have created that. So people can create projects or hobbies or nonprofits, which I'm focused on because in my book I'm doing a campaign for the next 6 months where half the money goes to the Erasing Family documentary. That is an inclusive environment because that movie focuses on impact of erased families from divorce,
right.
and having them reunite.
Oh, okay. Hold that thought. We have to take a brief word from our sponsor, but when we come back, we're going to learn more about this project and more about blockchain. Stay tuned.
When did you see the sign?
When I needed to jumpstart sales. Build attendance for an event.
Help people find their way. Fast Signs design new directional signage.
And got them back on track. Get started at fastsigns.com.
I'm Laurie Andriacchio, host of RBN TV's Off the Mat. The Off the Mat is a term taken from yoga that what you learn on your mat you take out into the world with you to create experiences and a life that you really want. So on my show Off the Mat, I will present you with all kinds of inspiring people and tools that you can pick and choose from to help you create the life of your dreams in your own unique way. So join me here on RBN TV for Off the Mat every Thursday morning at 10:30, and I will see you. Peace.
Got a quarter? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this fascinating topic, blockchain. And with me, I have Jamil Hasan, the author of Blockchain Ethics, A Bridge to Abundance. So before we cut into commercial, you were talking about how the purchase of this particular book,
Yes.
correct, is helping to fund this documentary project. Can you just touch on that?
Sure. The director of the movie is Ginger Gentili.
Okay.
She was featured as a guest on the movie, the TV show Real Housewives of Orange County with Tamara Judge.
Okay.
But the first movie she created was called Erasing Dad.
Okay.
And the next movie she created is called Erasing Family. And it's about the reuniting families after divorce. Because sometimes after a divorce or a bad divorce, the father or mother doesn't talk to the children anymore, or they lose the grandparent, lose the parent. But that gives them the opportunity to be reunited. And the blockchain as an opportunity to list identity, to record identity, people will know who their family members are.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So talk to me about how blockchain ethics can serve as that bridge
Yeah, well, a lot
to
of
abundance, and we all want that, right?
yeah. back last June when I was received early retirement, we'll call it early retirement. I had a database career. I never wrote in a publication before,
Okay.
and I had limited LinkedIn contacts. I think 100.
Okay.
Today I have 30,000 LinkedIn contacts
Oh my
with
goodness.
10,000 in the queue. 500 people popped up overnight from a small city in China. I don't know how. Seeking me out, but I had never written. So far in the past year, I've written 2 books. The first was a chapter book, Local Business Mavericks, Volume 16. I'm just a chapter in that book. And then this is my first solo book. I wrote it out in 2 months on my thumbs, on my iPhone. I don't have a computer, so I wrote it on my thumbs. 50,000 words, and then my editor cut it down to 20, and then my publisher maybe cut it down to 15. So it's 15,000 words. It takes 2 hours to read. I also, in the meantime, was able to be an advisor on a few projects. One is Asset Token. But then I was recognized as a good writer. So I've written 4 articles in the Irish Tech News. I've written articles in Entrepreneur. And it's given me an opportunity to really work on a skill and a strength that I have that I forgot that I had.
That we all always forget skills that we have. But so let's kind of loop back to this particular book. How do you propose that blockchain is a bridge to abundance?
It creates opportunities for people where they didn't have opportunities before.
Okay.
No longer should it be somebody's dream to be a TV or a pay man. They can create a company or a project that makes a difference. So there's a lot of projects and companies all over the world that have a social impact function or a financial impact element or something that makes a difference in a change, either environment or something that if they have a passion for, that they can pursue. And also, I started mentoring college students who are, they say that liberal arts degrees are useless. I disagree. I have a liberal arts degree. I spent years in corporate America, and now I'm building my own business. Those narratives just aren't true. It's whatever you believe that you can do. And being a content creator, when you used to be a kid, you used to, look at the sky and be able to look at a cloud and say, that looks like that. Once you're able to live a life where you actually care about something, that those clouds where you thought that, it's just a cloud, and you become an adult, that looks like something again. That is a bridge to abundance.
So kind of opening up your mind, expanding your mind to the possibilities once again.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
This has been so wonderful talking to Jamil. I hope everyone checks out your book. Where can they find you?
It's on Amazon.com. It's on BarnesandNoble.com. If you want to buy in bulk, email me at JamilHasan.com.
JamilHasan.com. Wonderful. Okay. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here are the cards that you have chose at home. So if you chose card number 1, 7 of Air, plans needing revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. So just kind of step back a little bit before you plow forward and make sure that that which you are seeking is something that you truly want. Okay? Just a little funky time right now. Not saying it's not going to happen, but you want to kind of dig in deeper, making sure that that your GPS is set accordingly. Okay. If you chose card number 2, it's the 4 of Fire. So this is a fabulous card. It's about contentment, peace, happy home life, really good abundance and career opportunities around you. So just enjoy. And if you chose card number 3, it's the 6 of Earth. Ooh, gifts of money, time, or effort. There are new career opportunities that will be presenting themselves to you, and follow your heart and trust that this is truly a time for prosperity. Okay, are you ready for your card? All right. Ooh, 9 of Fire, don't give up. Protect that which you have created. Have courage and believe in yourself.
Nice.
Okay.
Appropriate.
So I think it's totally appropriate. Do I need to divulge? I don't think so.
No, it's good.
Okay, Jamil, would you like to read my card?
Sure.
Okay.
the Knight of Earth.
Ooh.
Loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. A guardian angel.
Ooh, that resonates strongly with me.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, it was such a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking me through the paces and all of my viewers at home, because this is something that that I wanted to shed light on, because we do hear about Bitcoin and we do hear about these other platforms, and I just have to say thank you so much for shining the
you're
light
welcome.
on this.
Thank you.
Again, the book is Blockchain Ethics, A Bridge to Abundance by Jamil Hasan. Definitely check it out. Thank you. Have a fabulous Friday, everyone, and Satnam till next week.